Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel.
Oh, what you need, girl? I need a hot boy. 6 foot with 6 figures and a big toy. Hardy moving weight down south to Chicago, Illinois. And he need a college girls who will cancel why employ.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to the crew. If you're new, welcome to the crew, and if you're back, I mess with you. So today I have some special guests. You do not know them at all. This is Ashley. She's very famous because she did like the finger curling method. I have a total of 3 shout-outs.
Yes, bitch.
Why am I?
Sorry, I'm
It's okay. And then we have our friend, Mitchell.
Hi.
Mitchell is visiting
I'm
I'm
truly so excited to be here, actually. Okay.
Today, we're having a classy little mukbang. But I was thinking, like, what should we get? No, Chick-fil-A is basic. Zaxby's.
It's also Sunday.
Also homophobic.
And
Period.
And they were
regardless.
They were.
What is this again? Crab cake bites?
I don't know. They're Target brand.
It's Target
They're
brand.
little balls,
Lobster
hors d'oeuvres.
cheese balls.
Lobster cheese balls.
Yeah. And then we have pomegranate seeds because it's the most expensive fruit, of course. And this is the stuff from
Spanakopita.
Spanakopita, spinach. So, and while we're doing this, you know, obviously it wouldn't be like my channel if I didn't do something a little more extra. So part of my New Year's Slays series, we're gonna be talking about 2018, like the year in general. It's really hard. 2018, like the year in general, trials and tribulations, of course. But like, before we get into like pop culture, how was the year specifically for you?
Do you want to take that, or do you want me to take that?
My mouth. So.
Oh yeah. No, my year was it was actually really good. I moved from New York City to San Francisco, basically like on a whim. But yeah, it's been really good. I've learned a lot about myself. I've like gone through a lot. I think I've learned who I really want in my life as like a permanent fixture kind of thing, and who is like, you know, some people are just like only for a specific time in your life, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Not
yeah, and I think
yeah,
people come in seasons, and I got reasons why I please them. Boys just come and go like seasons.
So Ashley, how was your year?
My year was medium firm. Yeah, I don't know.
It sounds like a really bad steak.
My year was a bad steak, but it was a steak. So
exactly. Can you,
know
be
what?
that?
We did pretty well. We're gonna go into the new year even better.
Yeah.
And the year before that was
we actually
like,
all just got our nails done, so going into the new year with some.
like a Wendy,
do we
like
need
a Wendy
like
shoe
focus?
cam, like a nail cam.
I was about to say, I was like, what I've learned from makeup YouTubers, which is like focus. Have fun editing this. By the way, it's like. I apologize already. Like
My year was
terrible,
but it's okay.
Escalate quickly.
You know, I was an AP Human. Can't say too much, but it was definitely an experience. Honestly, the only thing that like really good came out of the year was starting my channel, because it's almost been a year. I started this like January 20th or something. We're already at like
you're almost
like 7K or something.
You're over 7K. You're almost to 8K.
Yeah, I'm almost to 8K, guys. So honestly, appreciate you a lot. We're only gonna.
You guys have taste.
Also, I'm 2,000 of the followers.
To be honest. The first thing I want to talk.
Hey Google, shut the.
First thing I want to talk about would be Queer Eye. If you don't know what Queer Eye is, you're lame.
So what it is in the early 2000s, there was a reality TV show called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, and like probably the most, I guess maybe the only person who would now be like in like the zeitgeist from that show was Carson Kressley, who is now on like RuPaul's Drag Race, and I think like has something else going on. But so that was basically just like this group of like obnoxious homosexuals coming in and just giving a guy a makeover.
A straight guy always.
Yeah. A straight guy always, yeah. But then this version it's more, it's like there is like an aesthetic thing, but it's like they like redo part of their house, and somebody kind of sits down and is just like,
also
let
for
me be, or like
reference, Mitchell and I are not 15.
Oh,
True.
right.
You couldn't tell.
Yeah.
42. I'm just kidding.
We're in our 20s.
I am still incredibly irresponsible and incredibly insecure, but now I pay for all of it myself.
Period.
I think the thing that I liked about Queer Eye, because I had never seen the original version, it was just so refreshing and new to me that like it was a group of gay guys meeting up with a straight guy, and there was no like, oh my god, like no homo, bro, like ooh, please don't touch that, like you know what I mean? Like their masculinity wasn't jeopardized for having manners to a gay guy.
Yeah. No, it also, I think it speaks to like culturally where we have grown, because like in the early 2000s, and I think actually it might have been somebody in the cast of like the reboot or whatever, in the very first episode, they kind of do like this is what we're doing differently. It's like the first time,
Yeah, I remember
it
that.
really was like so many people like hadn't seen gay people, and like in middle America and those kinds of places, like they don't really interact with gay people, they don't know anything. And like in the early 2000s, it was like we had George W. Bush as our president. They were actively fighting against us like being able to get married, all of that kind of stuff. And now like we have like culturally, it's just like has cranked up. It's like RuPaul's Drag Race has Emmys now. Like it literally is winning Emmys, like a show about drag queens. That's crazy. Gay marriage got legalized when I was redacted. I started crying because I was like, I'm so young that I'm just like, I would never want to get married anyway, blah, blah, blah. It's
But
like,
now I
but this
have
is,
to.
Exactly, like,
there
it
is
was
a generation of
win.
people that,
Yeah.
fought for this for me. And so it's like, this is nice now because it's no longer about like, oh, I've never seen a gay person before,
Right,
but
yeah.
about everybody's, I think, humanity. That's the thumbnail.
The next thing that we're gonna talk about is Black Panther. If you don't know what that is, again, lame, you know, you just need a time travel.
I'm sorry, that is actually, I think, physically impossible by this point.
It's
If-
everywhere.
Like, it's like,
Unaware.
it's like,
Yeah.
did you just wake up from a coma?
It's basically like a superhero movie. The only thing that I liked about it was the fact that it came at the perfect timing. Like everything that's going on, police brutality, Black Lives Matter, the whole movement, it was just like we was going through it. And
Also, it came out during Black History Month. which is,
exactly,
like,
that's so iconic.
like also more iconic.
I just
It's perfect.
I'm a
haven't-
Marvel fan, so.
And I haven't seen a Marvel movie since
yeah.
Iron Man 2, but I
Right,
went to
I
go
don't
see
even-
this because I was like, and I saw it and I was like, this is just like
good.
so good.
Like the culture needed like a little celebration. And for a lot of people, I guess, for a lot of non-Black people who don't see like the significance behind the film and why Wakanda is so, what's the word? Like significant, so like impactful or something.
Yeah, impactful, definitely.
Is because Wakanda is really supposed to be like what Africa could have been like if it was never colonized, like in an alternate universe. So I feel like a lot of people like we're like kind of reclaiming that and taking it back, and it's just something like, you know, like when you see like another Black person, or in your case another gay person, because it's just minorities in general.
totally.
Like you're kind of like,
Yeah.
So I
In
feel
the
like
words
that's
of
the whole
Nene
film.
Leakes, we see each other.
Oh,
but
no.
not in
There's
such a
nothing
negative
like
way.
going into an interview and like nothing like, so you
Oh,
are
yeah.
nerd. Okay, cool. You got me. You got me.
There was one time I
On the
was
same
with
page.
Nora and I were like walking.
Nora
down
is
the
another
street.
really, really cool
Yeah,
person.
Nora's a treasure.
Shout out to Nora.
Yeah, shout out to Nora Shell, who
My
will soon
hormone
be
monster.
on.
What?
My hormone. I just feel like it was like, it was just
Oh,
good.
my big thing is, what's the name of the like army?
What's it called? You know, like the like.
Exactly. It starts with a D, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at like a giant like wide shot of them, they're all wearing Margiela boots. They're wearing like the Margiela, the tabby boots, the horse hoof ones, which are fully iconic boots.
Amanda?
That's high fashion, sis. That's why this movie slays. Also, it's a movie with Lupita Nyong'o and Angela Bassett.
Chadwick Boseman, he was saying.
And Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan, who is playing a villain, which is just like, he's already hot. And then if you show me that you're a sociopath, I'm obsessed with you.
Just to close this off, I remember I was reading, I was like watching this video with Amanda Stenberg, and she said like, what if people love Black people as much as they love Black culture? Let's just leave it there. The next thing that we're going to talk about is Beyonce.
I mean.
Well, do we need to talk about that? I mean, everybody knows, like,
Yeah.
Beyonce, Coachella.
Beyonce was
It's
great.
iconic,
She had
yeah,
a lot
exactly.
It was
good
crazy.
adventures this year. She
It was
had a lot of
crazy
products. We
through,
all
like,
appreciated
my
it.
laptop screen, because I obviously
Stop talking over me.
didn't go, but I was there, I was like, you know that dance? She was
yeah.
like, I said, I'm getting too much money. Everybody, like, that was like, I would do it in the hallways.
As you should.
Now, I know y'all have been waiting for this, so I was saving it a little bit, you know, going through the topics. 2018 was obviously, clearly, the year of the Cardi. Cardi B, like,
Love some Cardi B, yeah.
yeah, it's either you love her or you hate her, and like you were just saying earlier,
Oh,
like,
I've been following Cardi B since she was just a funny stripper on Instagram.
Yep.
Like,
Like,
pre-love
she's
and
an
hip hop.
icon.
Like, I watched this glow up. I saw her maybe
makeup,
a month.
Her makeup lately has been fire.
Also,
Have
like,
you seen
shout out
Honey?
to her stylist, Colin Carter, because he is
Oh,
so good. And she always looks amazing. And also, it's like, he even posted her in that pink Chanel
I remember that.
on Instagram, which is
Oh no.
gorgeous.
Yeah, her little
but
suit
he
moment,
put
but
that
that
on his
wasn't-
Instagram and was like, no, guys, actually, she did this herself. Like, she just...
Cardi. Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
Cardi is also...
I'm so
like-
proud of her. I love her so much. I
Hate
remember
that.
that's what
I
I
hate
said. I'm just
that.
like, I hate that
Hate
I'm
that.
such a failure. We are 25.
Four. I'm 24.
25-ish.
wait, how old is
How
Cardi?
old do I look? 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's been through a lot. Like, I
Yeah.
watched this glow up. I remember I saw her, I think, a month before
She definitely deserves it.
Bodak Yellow went
I love
number
her.
1 in, like, 2017. I saw
Iconic.
Cardi B for $20 one time.
ridiculous.
Iconic. After Bodak Yellow, it was like, she just, like, gave this speech and she was like, if you're on the pole, you making money moves. If you're the CEO, you making money moves. If you work at McDonald's, if you making money moves.
Have you
If
seen
you
the
pay
video
your
for
own bills,
Maria?
you making money moves. And I started crying because I was like, that is exactly what I needed to hear. It was like, and that's what's so special is like, she is so real. And the fact that it's like, she also, like, that is something she genuinely believes. Like, I literally thought I'm going to grad school
There's a
for Cardi
whole
B. I'm not
moment
kidding.
here.
Do you mind if I
As a-
give like
as a major?
very
Of
quick?
course.
Okay, Cardi
This
B.
is our ode to Cardi B this year.
Cardi B is the modern American dream. Like, if you
I'm gonna
think
put
about,
some soft music in the background of
oh
this. Keep
please. So the American dream is always that it's like you can come from nothing and you can like become this this like
superstar.
giant force and superstar. Exactly. Like fame is also like a very big part of the American dream. I think just in general.
No one would
But
hate it.
Cardi B grew up in like the projects in the Bronx. She became a stripper. She turned stripping into Instagram fame pretty like early on in like Instagram fame times. Turned Instagram fame into a VH1 reality show. While on that reality show, her manager says, well, this is love and hip hop, so I guess we should, I don't know, do some hip hop. No, but Cardi B, her manager was like, we should do some rap. And then she turned that into being the first solo female rapper in almost 20 years. In 19 years, she was the first solo female rapper since Lauryn Hill to have a #1 on the Billboard, like solo #1 on the Billboard chart.
I was still surprised that like
I was surprised too.
Yeah.
I remember it was like an interview.
It was like 8 months after that song came out that it did that. Like it grew over time.
We can just kind of like skip down to like the obvious part. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. I just hate how like two successful female rappers, which there's not a lot of these days, like they have to compete. They're like pit against each other. Like I love both of them, you know, and I wish it could just be kind of like a
I think part of
But
it
if
is
we're
what
picking,
Nicki
I would
does.
rather hang out with a Cardi fan
Oh,
than a Nicki
please.
fan.
I fully declined a call from my father whose house I'm supposed to be at right now because this is more important. I hate paying my own bills, but at least I don't have to talk to my father. I've learned anything from the Real Housewives. You don't talk about somebody's kids.
So, the next one we're talking about is Azealia Banks. I know about her, but you're like the expert, so I'm gonna let Mitchell take the floor.
So this was my favorite thing in pop culture for all of 2018 was one day Azealia Banks starts posting on her Instagram story and if you are like me and you are an Azealia Banks stan, one, it is honestly maybe the hardest job in the world because Azealia Banks constantly just like goes too far and says the worst things, but then you're just like, you listen to her music. Like, if you haven't heard Anna Wintour, go listen to it now. It goes off. Here's the thing is that it's like, you can't deny talent. I do not claim to even want to defend everything that Azealia Banks says. There are oftentimes I will also just be like, that was... So Grimes is like a pretty popular like indie artist. Like she is like in the like critically acclaimed niche kind of like crowd. And anyway, so she and Azealia were supposed to collaborate, and Azealia, instead of just going to like just, you know, sending you, Grimes could send her to the track, she could do 16 bars, it's fine, we're good. Grimes was like, no, because Grimes is also dating Elon Musk, who is the founder of Tesla. Yeah.
Wasn't he dating?
One day, I go on Azealia Banks' Instagram story, and Azealia Banks, it's just a picture with text on it that says, I have been in Elon Musk's home for the last 3 days. Apparently, she went up there to collaborate with Grimes, who was at Elon Musk's, like, LA compound, basically. And Azealia Banks then didn't see Grimes. Like, saw Elon a couple times, never saw Grimes, didn't do anything. And
was that
just
the whole
starts...
point of her being there?
Yeah, it was their collaboration, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So Azealia Banks just starts, like, kind of just, like, talking about it on her Instagram story. Ashley's being like, I need to get out of here. What is happening? Okay. She, at one point, called Grimes, she goes, her musty switch. Look up, insert picture of Grimes. Because if you look...
Like, did she ever say why?
No, she hasn't.
I mean, it's private.
My instinct is that, because like Mac Miller was an addict, Pete Davidson also like has talked about like addiction things, and
I can kind of see
is
that.
very open about being very depressed and having borderline personality, these kinds of things.
Pete Davidson is borderline?
Yeah, he's borderline.
Okay.
I think that especially with Mac Miller's death, like the prospect of like getting married to, I don't, dating an addict is very hard, and they will hurt you in ways that they don't even necessarily know. And I don't know if, I think that she was just like, this might not be what I need to do right now.
For marriage.
For marriage. I actually think,
I can see that.
I think that in the future they're gonna get back together.
Really?
You can actually, we'll put it in the bio below, but I literally wrote a listicle for Billboard in 2017.
Oh yeah, he's like famous.
Oh yeah, there's an
By the way.
This was the only thing of mine that ever popped off, but yeah. But this is the day that I wrote this. It's like reasons why Ariana Grande is the gay icon of her generation. This is like before Sweetener too, so cut me some slack.
To introduce the topic, if you didn't know what we're talking about,
I wasn't a match. Wrote some songs about Ricky. Now I wasn't a match.
Even though wait. So the next two things that we're gonna talk about, we're saving the craziest for last. So Drake and Drake and Pusha T, the whole beef.
I don't have a lot to say about that other than I think Drake was a little foolish and he needs to calm down.
Because you had a whole kid.
Like,
you didn't think anyone would find out about that.
Also, it's like I don't want to speak for the culture collectively. I've been reading Page 6 since I was in like 7th grade, so I already knew about the kid. Like, it wasn't like completely secret. Like, it had already gotten leaked like a few places.
I just think that was super shitty Drake to come out with that line after where he was like, I wasn't trying to hide the world from my kid, or the kid from my world, or the world, whatever, but I was trying to hide my kid from the world. Okay. Whatever the line is.
I'm sorry, Drake has not released an album that I actually want to listen to since Nothing Was the Same. Nothing Was the Same. He'll produce Bop. It's really good. He will have Bop. The Nice For What video.
Yeah, that was really good.
Like Tracy Ellis Ross.
I feel like I should have been in. I feel like I love her. No, I should have been in that one.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I should have been in
it. Seems with like literally both of you. I think I've actively always said this to Ashley. It's just like, you are a person that Drake would look at and just be like, she's now my world, blah, blah, blah.
There's always...
I mean, I'm also sitting in this kitchen with two of the most, like, beautiful women in the entire world.
I love Drake.
My thing is, I don't like when Drake pretends to be hard because it's just like...
Oh, yeah, he's not hard.
He pretends to. That's what this Pusha drama was really about, is that it's like...
Yes, like,
Drake,
but you're also
if you,
Drake,
like,
though.
you do not want to pretend to be hard with Pusha T because, like, he will actually... I don't know, release the fact that, like, you have a child that you haven't told the world about.
The last thing that we're going to talk about of 2018, which was, like, I think, personally, one of the craziest things that's happened, Kanye West.
I don't know too much about this.
I'm kind of sad about it.
Me too.
All I know is he said something,
really
and he's also, like, in the second place, right? That's all I know.
Yeah. So, basically, what happened...
He keeps saying something.
Like, Kanye West is, like...
He's a genius. He is actually, like, a musical genius.
He's, like...
That's a fact.
His music was ahead of his time, and, like, I feel like a lot of people related to that. Pioneer, like, he's a trailblazer. Yeah. And but he was always saying, like, crazy things. Like, he always did, like, unusual things, and everyone was like, oh, well, okay. But, like, this year, when he was about to drop his album, he went on TMZ, and he... said that, like, slavery was a choice. And he was just,
okay, I remember this.
Yeah. He was saying, like, all these things. He was tweeting crazy. And again, this isn't, like, unusual Kanye behavior. Like, it's normal for him. But the fact that he, like, put slavery in it after he was, like, such an advocate for, like, Black Lives Matter, just, like, kind of talking about, like...
He was, before he did that, too, he had openly...
He, like, Yeah,
Kanye West in, like, 2000, like, right after Hurricane Katrina, literally went on, I think it was... either, like, the VMAs or... Why the VMAs? The VMAs are pointless except for, like, Kanye drama specifically.
Right.
I just like to say that. It was something, he's presenting an award, and he literally just, like, goes off script and goes, George Bush doesn't like black people. Like, it was just like,
just put it out
wow,
there,
iconic, thank you.
Right. But, like...
No, it's like you can accept Kanye being crazy, but then he was wearing MAGA hats, like talking about how
all of that.
Love Donald Trump. They're like the same person. It's like, yeah, you guys are both fucking like insane Geminis. Like, we get it, but also just like there are a lot of other Geminis. It's like not exactly.
It hurt a lot of people because, I mean, I was talking about this on my spam, but it's like one side. Kanye is like a person too, and like he's always like, oh, I'm just thinking out loud, I'm just doing this stuff. But on the other end, like, you're famous, you worked hard to be famous, so you're an influencer regardless of like your opinion or anything, so it's kind of your job, like whatever you put out there, like people are going to want to be like you, people are going to believe what you say, like your credibility. So I just feel like you're putting a lot of false information because of maybe your personal issues or like your mental health or anything. Like he's talked about that too. He
tweeted the other day that he is, I know he's bipolar, like openly diagnosed as bipolar. And then I think there was like, I want to say he might also be borderline or something else or whatever.
Probably.
But the other day he tweeted, he's like, I've been off my meds for 6 months. And it's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, like why would you say something like that?
Because like, I'm a free thinker again. It's like,
so you're gonna like make other people like get off their meds that were designed for them. And I mean, like, it's your personal opinion if you believe in medicine or anything like that. But I just feel like since he has so much power, like he has to be responsible. Just be an adult. Just be responsible about it. Because, like, if you're, like, a teenager, if you're my age and, like, you don't know anything, I could just be saying, like, all these things. But even...
I don't think he thinks about it like that.
It feels irresponsible, and what makes me, I think, the saddest is that I listened to Ye, and I really wanted it to be good.
Yeah, because, like, you guys grew up with Kanye more than, like, I did, I feel like.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that,
Yeah. Well, also, too, it's like, you're also experiencing, like, Kanye has inspired, because Kanye, especially before...
Kanye made our favorite artists.
Exactly, yeah. There are, basically, from, like, I think, Late Registration to Yeezus, like, all of those albums inspired almost, like, a different sub-genre of rap.
Yeah.
Because they were also sonically different, and it's like, he is, like, a real innovator, and, like
Juice WRLD, Lil Uzi.
I don't like what he says. Like, I agree that he's, like, definitely, like,
he
something's not there. But you can't deny that the music is good, but now the music's not good.
No, the music's it's not good.
We wouldn't be talking about this right now if Ye had been a smash. We would just be talking about,
we'd be like,
what if this one song.
Like, okay.
Is.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good. There was one song that I liked, and even then I didn't.
I didn't even know.
I liked it because I really just wanted to like at least one song.
Okay, guys. So I just want to close out this video by saying that pop culture is like really interesting and fun, but please don't let it consume you at the end of the day. Like, I know it's really fun talking about like Cardi and Nicki, and this is our culture and, you know, society and everything, which is important, but at the same time, there's things going on in our backyard too, like immigration policies. Children are getting sprayed with tear gas at our borders. Like, that's not okay.
I don't know, we're
like
keeping children in cages still. So
by the way, just gonna add that in there. So we should also concern ourselves with those matters, because it's never a bad thing to educate yourself. You know, I just feel like indifference is not a trend anymore. Like, get involved.
Read a book.
Yeah, just read a book, to be honest.
Read a book.
And just there will be a follow-up video on ways to get involved.
All of your
yes, there will be. Yes. How to get involved, 2019. But anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, even if you didn't like the video, because you know you like us. And if you guys...
Can I plug my socials really quick?
Oh, yeah. And your Venmo.
Okay, sweet. So you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Venmo at sadgayboi, SADGAYBOI. Sadgayboy. Sadgayboy. Let me know. Honestly, if you followed me because of this video, please send me a message.
Please do.
Because I am a narcissist, regularly check my message request. So if I hear that, I will be more inclined to follow you back.
And I'll get my compensation at a later date.
Exactly. Please, yeah.
See y'all in the next one.